Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm your host for this segment, Maria Hurst. I have the distinct pleasure tonight of being joined by one of my good friends who I have been waiting for her to come on the show to tell all of the viewers her incredible, very important, very inspiring story, Miss Carla Camarillo. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
And I'm so glad, I just touched my mic, I'm sorry. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight we're going to talk about something serious but happy. Like, I love happy endings. This is definitely, I want to call it a happy beginning, like, because it's definitely not an ending. So in August of 2015, you were diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer.
That's right, stage 4.
And
breast cancer, yes.
And that was in August of 2015. It's almost, I mean, we're halfway into 2017, just about, or halfway there, almost to your 2-year anniversary of that, and you're still sitting here. And
I'm still here.
Carla looks better than she's ever, I mean, she looks great, like better than you've ever looked.
Thank
Not
you.
that you didn't look beautiful before, because you did.
Thank you.
But just amazing, amazing. So tell me a little bit about what happened, and aside from what we all can imagine that you felt, you know, tell us about how that came about. Like, how did you feel, and then we'll talk about what brought you to your decisions of where it went from there.
Okay, well, I actually found the lump on my breast by myself. It was growing very quickly, and I'd had mammograms, you know, when you're supposed to, and they did not detect it. By the time they found it in August of, well, actually I went to the doctor in July of 2015, and they thought it was stage 2, but then in August they determined it was stage 4, and my chance of survival or recovery would be 2% if I did chemo or radiation.
So they wanted to start you on like an aggressive chemo with a 2% chance.
Right. I actually wanted to have surgery, but the tumor was so large, about 6 centimeters or so, that they would not operate on me. And it had already spread all over my lung and my sternum and my lymph nodes. So to them, stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, pretty much they can't do anything for you. They'll offer, you know, chemo, radiation as palliative care, but that's about it.
Basically, we can save you a couple of days, but you're going to suffer through this treatment basically for the last days.
Unfortunately, sometimes doctors don't really tell you that. They say, well, you know, we can make you live longer, or if you take this or if you do that, we can't save you, we can't cure you, which is correct, but we can prolong your life if we do this. And I really believed them that that was the case. So at a point in time when I was told this, I was ready to go in and get a port. A port is when they do surgery to put...
like a portacath.
Right, so you can put an IV directly into your artery. So it makes it a lot easier, but it's a very scary operation. And I was very scared to go through with that. So I decided that I needed to get a second opinion and do more research. And bottom line, I just needed to follow my gut. And my gut said, this doesn't sound right. First of all, it doesn't sound right to me that you could kill cancer, which is caused by toxins most of the time, with more toxins. It just doesn't make any sense to me. To me, your body has the ability to repair itself, but you have to have a good immune system. And if you do chemo, you may end up wrecking that immune system.
Yeah, a lot of times that's what you hear. You know, they went through chemo, and people can't eat. They deteriorate very quickly.
Very quickly. And chemo does shrink tumors, but unfortunately, it doesn't cure cancer. It just shrinks the tumors. You still have the circulating tumor cells.
So all the things that caused this in the first place are still there. Now you're introducing more toxins,
Right.
which is deteriorating the rest of the body.
Right. My goal was to figure out what caused my cancer. Because to me, the answer of the cure is first you have to figure out what caused it and fix the problem, right? And that's the solution, I would think.
Which
And
is the
it's logic.
It's the most logical thing, you know, if you go to fix a car or you find out what the problem is and,
Exactly.
and then you fix it.
Exactly.
So that is like totally logical, like,
Right.
And it's a human body, we're a functioning
Right.
human body. So what is,
Right.
what caused this? So what brought you to this?
Unfortunately, the way that modern medicine looks at this is we've got 3 things we could do for you. We have chemo, radiation, and surgery. And that's it. There are many other things you can do, but as doctors and hospitals, that's the only thing that the FDA or the medical boards will allow them to do for people. So it's very difficult because there could be things that you could do in conjunction with chemo or radiation that would give you a much higher chance of survival, but they're not allowed to tell you about it. It exists in all the other countries and here, but it's just not anything that's FDA approved, so it's an issue.
And then going along with that, with what the doctors are allowed to tell you and recommend, a lot of times that's all the insurance will pay for.
That's the other issue is,
Yeah.
you know, you can do a lot of different things to get better, but insurance isn't going to pay for it. And how much is it going to cost? A lot of times people do want to follow the path that I followed, which by now you probably figured out that it's a natural alternative route. But there is no way that the average person can afford to do what I did. You know, there are some things that can be done in conjunction with chemo and radiation and even on your own when it comes to your diet. And definitely you could do it and it wouldn't cost very much, but you've got to be able to have a doctor that's going to give you the blood tests and the PET scans and be able to cooperate with you and the plan that you're following. And that's hard to do.
And that message, I'm going to get off topic just for a second, but it is all on the same topic.
Right.
We have 5 minutes for this part of our segment. Is that message to me right there is what I'm hearing is it's got to start from the beginning of your life. So if people make the decision to breastfeed, I'm a huge breastfeeding advocate. I'm a lactation consultant as well. But I mean that it kind of starts there. So all of these things, like in the beginning when you said what caused this. So if people, what I'm hearing is being proactive to prevent this from even happening.
You know, that is early detection it's not better than prevention.
Exactly.
Prevention is the answer. And it's so simple if you think about it. Most of the cancer is caused by environmental factors. Only 5 to 10% of cancers, of all cancers, are genetic. And that's the big lie. That's the thing that they're not telling you. They're not telling you on television, is that most cancer is caused by the food you eat, by the water you drink, by the air you breathe, and by all these pollutants in your shampoo, in your body wash, in your laundry detergent.
And these are things that we can do
They're
something
toxins.
about.
Your body does not recognize these substances. It damages your DNA. They cause cancer. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean we're seeing not just cancer, but we're seeing rises in autism. We're seeing rises in kidney disease and all of these other things.
You know, cancer's an epidemic. The American Cancer Society, they have stated that half the population, 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women, will have cancer in their lifetime. It's an epidemic. And now we're seeing younger and younger people get sick, and autoimmune diseases, like you said,
on the rise.
Rampant. Yeah, I mean, young children, teenagers, my kids, all affected with autoimmune. Again, it's all back related to the food we eat, the water, everything. So the only way to fix it is to find the problem and reverse it. What do we do? What do we eat?
Exactly. Let's talk about real quick before we end this segment. So over the next week, we're gonna have Carla back next week. We're gonna do another segment. So because we have so much,
so much to talk about.
You started a website as a result of your overwhelming inquiries.
I did.
Or a blog. You started a blog.
A blog, yeah.
A blog to talk about your experiences and to get this valuable information out there. So let's put that up. Do we have that on there? CancerWarriorClub.com.
And what's amazing about that website is I was having so many people email me and try to call me and everything, and I couldn't keep up with it. So I created this website, this blog, so people can go on there and they can get this information. And I have people follow me from all over the world. And,
That's awesome.
And having amazing results. So it's a great idea to go onto the website, CancerWarriorClub.com. You go on to where you sign up for the newsletter, and you sign up with your email, and you get my Fast Start checklist. And that will tell you step by step what I did for my cancer.
Okay.
And how I got to this point.
And it's amazing, even, so if you have, I think most of us now, today, are touched by somebody in our family who has had cancer, beat it or not beat it. Somebody, I mean, I can think of 4 people right now in my family who have had cancer and are not with us. So it really is.
Right. And the thing is that maybe it hasn't affected your family yet, but it will. It will. Eventually, it'll affect everyone. And the only way to find a cure is not to run for the cure. I mean, I understand people want to help and they want to run and they want to raise money and all this, but in reality, and that's a whole other subject, all that money goes to the pharmaceutical companies. They're the ones doing the research to try to find a cure. The problem
medicinally
is they don't have any incentive to find a cure.
Right.
And here we are giving them money. The money needs to be funneled a different direction to where people are actually going to do research on things that really work.
So go to CancerWarriorClub.com and join us next Saturday at 4, and we're going to find out some of these things that do work. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Community Viewpoint with Maria Hurst.